Okay, welcome back. In our last video, we actually went into the intro, what this thing is all about. And we really talked about what elastic load balancing is all about. So now we are going to the lab. So I want you to be very attentive because the procedure is easy and you can also have it because I put it in this presentation. So we're in our last class, our last video, we talked about what is elastic load balancer and the resources needed for elastic. What is the advantage of elastic load balancer? We talked about improve availability. So just watch our last video, you will see it there. Then I explained all this. So this particular class is focusing on designing an elastic load balancer. This is a hands-on lab. Okay, this is what we are going to design. A prototype of this. This is an architectural design for a sample of a load balancer. Then this is the procedure we're going to follow through. So with this procedure, we're going to establish that. Understand? So if you don't understand, please drop your comment, and I will respond to it. Okay, now let's move straight to our lab. This is our procedure. The first one is to create an elastic VPC. You can do that. It's in our last class. We have already created an elastic VPC, so we won't go there. Then the second thing you need to do will create a public subnet into the availability zone, meaning that VPC that you created, we want to create public VPC on each of availability zone. I think we should just do it. Yes, let's just do it. Okay, let's go. Let's do it afresh. Okay, let's go. 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 Don't forget, always log into your AWS account with your IAM user. So let's go straight to our VPC. The first one, create our VPC. Create our VPC. Launch VPC. No, I'm not using Wizard. Now, remember I mentioned in our last class that we should not use Wizard. Wizard is good. It's not that it's not good. You can use it to create your load balancer. But we're not using Wizard. Don't use Wizard. Just let's use the exact VPC creation. Don't use Wizard. That was why when I was doing the Bastin host training, I took my time to, oh God, I took my time to go straight to really talk about VPC, the granular creation of VPC. We're not using Wizard. We're going to my VPC. So come here. Let's use 20. It's not conventional. It's not a standard, but let's just use it for this sake. 20.0.0/16. So this is our, okay, this is our VPC, it's our setup block. Our VPC, let's say ELB/VPC new class lab. Take note, VPC lab. So our setup block is what I just created just now. So we're going to use IPv. We don't want IPv4. We don't want IPv6. We're using just IPv4. And the name, okay, we can create this VPC. Okay, now the VPC have been created. Well, I mentioned again, I want to create our subnets in different availability zones. So I want to create each subnet is going to have different availability zones. So let's create our first subnet. This is our where's VPC lab? Okay. There's asking which zone. Take note. For this one, we're going to call it lab ELB1. Let's put this one in North America. We are using North Virginia course, our region. So the setup block, the same 20.0.1.0/24. Use this one here. Okay, we'll call this one VPC1. Don't forget we use A. Then we'll create. Then we're going to create another subnet. Call it the same VPC. When you are using this VPC, don't forget we're using this VPC lab. We'll call this lab sub 2. We'll use another availability zone. Let's use B this time. Let's call it 20.0.2.0/24. Okay. Then create. That does not mean you have to create just one subnet in all availability zone. Just for our class, we can have 5 subnets in one availability zone. Just for this class, we're just creating one subnet. We're creating a private subnet for this class alone. So let's create another one. Let's create the third one, which is the lab. We'll call this sub lab subnet 3. VP, we'll call this ELB. Then we'll put this one in C. So you can create as many as you want. So we're using 20.0.3.0.4/24. So we've created our 3 subnets in different availability zones. So okay, this is what we've done. So let's go straight. We've created that. Now what next? We have created our VPC, created our subnet. Then we've done we make 3 choices. Then we have to create our security group that will allow port 22 and port 80 and port 443. So let's go to security group. Go to security group. This is security group. Let's create this. Let's call it SG lab ELB. Okay, we'll describe it. Let's say allow HTTP and HTTPS. The inbound rule, let's allow port 22. SSH port 22. Then let's also allow from anywhere. Let's put not from anywhere. If from anywhere is okay. If you want to use from anywhere, I don't need to do my IP source. Okay, so it's okay. If I say my IP, I think this one is okay for this. And let's create another rule. Let's put port 80. ATP from where source, let's say from anywhere, which is okay. Then let's add another rule. Let's add this third rule. Third rule, let's say port HTTPS, which is port 443. Then source, let's say from anywhere. Anywhere. Okay. Our this thing access of course done from anywhere. Our HTTP anywhere. But we're not specifying it. Then, okay, this 3 row is okay. Let's do this 3 row. Then the outbound, allow all traffic out. Okay, let's create this security group is good to go. We're already target. Let's tag the security group. Let's call it name. Let's tag it SG lab ELB, elastic load balancer. Okay, good. Okay, say it's not valid, so let's go back. Sorry, I'm not supposed to use this. I'm not supposed to use dash. So go back. Okay, our security group is being created. What next? Okay, we've created let's launch instances. Okay, currently I've already launched 3 instances, but I'm going to delete them for the sake of this class. I'm going to delete start afresh. I wanted to use an existing class so that it can be faster. So I'm going to delete the 3 existing one. I always like to terminate my instance. The reason is because I don't want to consume resources, and these instances so far they are not on production, so they are used for practice. So we've already launched these 3 instances. Let's launch instances. I don't want to waste the time launching one. Let's just launch 3 at the same time. Let's use this IAMI, that's Amazon Machine Image. That's like an operating system. So if you want to know more about virtual machines, there is a class that I've already put there. One of our classes is called VM. So this is it. And you see, there's 3. So these are the 3, which of the subnet? No, I want it to have a public IP because there's something I want to also do there. Okay. I don't want it, let's just go. This is the only thing I want us to do. So these 3, they are going to be this and this and this. Normally, I'm supposed to just launch 3 instances on the 3, but I'm launching it here. Don't worry. I'm not using 1 instance. I'm using, let's say, 3, or can I even do 6 instances? Let's do 3 instances. Let's do 3 instances. Okay. We can decide to launch an auto scale group. I already created an auto scale group. The auto scale group means I'm saying in case something happens when there's so much load, increase, add 2 more instances or reduce 2 more instances. Why are you launching an auto scaling group? An auto scaling group most times is like this instance that we are creating now. We're creating another like a prototype of it and keep it so that when you want to spin up another instance, it will spin up with these parameters. You understand? So I've already created an auto scale group. So let's go. You can decide to code your stuff here. You can decide to code it there. I think here you say enable you to create a solid compute environment. No, let's not do that. It's an option. Input already base encoded. Okay, let's go. No hard storage. Let's not waste time. I like to be thorough when I'm doing my own thing. I don't want to make mistake. I would have used that option. Name, then instance, let's say, let's call this ELD lab. You can do this using a Terraform or Ansible. It's very easy for you. If it's Terraform, we will have launched more than 4 since we are using sample. So when we're going to talk about Terraform and Ansible Tower, please be available, which is going to be fun. Yeah, so we're going to talk about DevOps general. DevOps is like an orchestration on how an application is being designed from the coding aspect to the Git repository. From there, you can now put it in continuous integration and continuous deployment, CI/CD. That's when you make use of Jenkins. Then you can monitor it with, you can monitor those your instances to know if they are okay, if they are doing well with Prometheus. So Prometheus help you to monitor it. Then you can also use Grafana, which is a visual one. You can connect all your instances to Prometheus, then connect your Prometheus to Grafana. Grafana help you to see the pictorial characteristics of all your instances so that if there's anyone that is down, you can quickly attend to it. You understand me? Then from that, I want to go into that pipeline, those DevOps. Those of you that want to go into DevOps training, please. It's going to be fun. For me, I like to train. So you can come and let me show us how we can put this thing together. I can also learn from you. If you are a developer, you want to come into DevOps, please. If you are an operation, you want to come into DevOps, please contact me. If you're also in infrastructure, so it's like, well, if you're also into monitoring, so you are infrastructure, you are in monitoring, you are in operation, let's come together. Let's form the analog DevOps. Then we can see how we can use AWS and other agile methodology to bridge these three things together. And you existing DevOps specialist, the DevOps engineer, please, you can still reach out to me. I want to learn more. We want to grow together. Thank you. There's a master class for DevOps, and though it's not expensive, we are charging $230, which is approximately 100 naira to Nigeria value. So we have an on-prem class where we train on the island. Then we also have an online class. The online class, we are planning to reduce it to $150, just $150. We can still join the DevOps class. Let's learn how to do these things together. So it's going to last for 1 month. It's per month, so that we can be able to service other resources. So if you are ready, the number will be under this YouTube video. Just hit me up. Then we'll continue. Okay, let's continue to our class. So create security group. We already have a security group that we've already designed. Create a security group for this. We already have a security group that we already designed, but for the sake of this, let's use let's not waste time. Let's just use Allow Everywhere. It's not the best practice. Or let's use port 80. Since this our application is going to be an HTTP, not HTTPS, let's just use this one. It's okay. Then okay. So use this. I've already converted. I went to my instance and already configured my EC2 instance to always give me ROSA key instead of PEM key, so I can SSH into them anytime I like. So right now we have our instances running. We have our 3 instances. Where are they? These are the 3 instances. They are running already. We have our 3 instances running. So for convenience sake, let's name this server 1, server 1, sorry, let's name this server 1, server 2, and server 3. Okay, we have our 3 instances. These are the 3 instances running. Okay. Server 3. Beautiful. Okay. Now we have the 3 servers running. Oh, let's see what is going on with the servers. Let's open it up. Okay, it's still initiating. Okay, now what we'll do, since there are three, these are the three servers, or this one is not yet named, server 3, server 3, then okay, let's install. I know most of we have done a class on it before, but I like to restart and do everything. The reason is it make you know it more, and it also make it more understanding for you. It makes just one class in one thing, sort of we're looking 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're using appearance. I like my design to be bold, so that you can also see we're using 16, using bold. Yeah, it's going to cover everywhere. No wahala. Then we'll use our PEM file, our hem. Then so if it's not connected, that means our SS or security group attached to it is not okay. So let's look at the security group attached to the server. Sorry, am I even connecting to the right instance? This is the instance. Okay, let's see the security group. Oh, does not have a public IP. Has a public IP now. This is a public IP. Okay. Okay. One thing we have to do that our VPC that we created, we must attach an internet gateway to the VPC, or else we'll not be able to connect to it. The VPC must have an internet gateway. So that internet gateway attached to the VPC, we'll not be able to. So we already know the VPC. This is the instance. Let's say this is the instance. The instance we're running. This is the VPC. So I've already done that. Already connected a rack table. The rack table that this is the VPC. Understand? So this is the VPC. Then the main rack table of the VPC. Already connected an internet gateway to it. So with that, it can route to the internet. So a VPC has internet route table to it. You can see the route. I've connected an internet gateway to this route table of this VPC. So that with this route table, with this internet gateway, this instance can be connected to internet, but that does not really mean that the subnet is already an internet gateway. No, it is already a public subnet, so it means there's an internet connection to that VPC. So you can either now define which, for a private subnet, you have to create a route table within that same VPC and make sure that it does not have internet gateway, but a NAT gateway so that it can connect to the internet. So that's for that. So now let's go to our instance. Let's go to our already running instances. Sorry, our already running instances. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we want to install an application in that. We remember we are working with load balancer, application load balancer. Let's connect an application to it. So you go to quickly, I'll do one, then I'll pause it and just do the 3 so that this class will not be too long, but it's the same procedure. The same procedure. So I'll just do one online. We've done it before. It's in our first class. We've done it before. This one, let's do this one. For this party. Let's see, 2/4/user. Increase the appearance so that everybody can see it well. The same thing. So we have logged in. Now what we'll do is just normal. For me, I like to let's work as a root user. A root user, then we update. And after the updating, just install a simple application like an HTTP Apache. Let's just install Apache. Install Apache. Let's put install HTTPD. Yes, let's install Apache for me. And then just let's start it. Service HTTPD start. Okay, it's running now. It's running. So if you look at it, go to our instance. This is the instance. I just come here. Regular, just come here. See, you can see it's up. So this is the Apache. It's up. But so that we can, for us to differentiate the servers, let's just write a little script. I want us to differentiate the server. So let's just go straight to, let's go to the uvar.www.html. This is where you always put your application. You know, I mean, let's just create a file. Let's say touch index.html. Then let's talk into that. Let's say let's edit that file index.html. Okay, let's just edit it. And let's call this one then how do you edit? Let's just put something. Let's say, wow, welcome to server 1 cloud training for. I always don't like to put my N when enthusiasts because I wanted this class supposed to be a fun class. So it's deliberate. So let's say this is, take note, this is our server 1. Then let's save it. WQ. That's okay. Now we've saved it. ls. Let's say ls here. Okay. And let's refresh that server we just done and see what you have here is you'll see welcome to cloud server 1 cloud training facilitator. So we are going to do the same thing for the 3 instances. This is our instance 2. Don't forget, let's take note of this. This one is 3 dots. Let's launch another one. Let's say 40. party, the same procedure. When AC2 /user at, then go to authenticate. There's no need of changing the graphics, let's just go straight to the point. Accept, then just put sudo /s means sudo /s or sudo su the same thing. I'll say update. It's always good to update. So for security's sake. Then it has been updated to the latest patches. Well, this is work, somebody's work in the office. Sometimes it's just for you to update servers, do the application, always running updates every time. You understand? So as discussion on that, saying yeah, have all the pipe or the application installed. Make it ready, Python 3 installed, everything is on point. So what I will now do now, let's just say install. We are using CentOS, which is EC2 instance. If it was Ubuntu, you use apt-get. So I use CentOS. So install httpd. Yes, then install, then let's start its service. Start service httpd start. Okay. Okay, now let's go straight to the application cd var www.html, and I can decide to just, instead of coming all here, I can decide to just write here, let's say touch, meaning create a file in this folder and title the file index.html to create. It's already created, so I can now say okay, vim, then just copy all here instead of going all that place. Vim, so it's already here. Then I will say okay, it's the same thing. I don't want to be navigating inside cd change directory, so I'm already in that particular file. So let's call this welcome server 2 cloud training for enthusiasts. Okay, that's all. Then save, escape, save. WQ means save. Then this means W means save, Q means quit, IF means this IF means okay. Once with this will come out. W means save, Q means this one means overwrite, meaning there's a file inside before. So ls, if so, it's already done. So by the time I come to this server, then I put it here, you'll see what you have. You'll see server 2. Okay, now we have server 1 running. We have server 2 running. Now let's run server 3. The same procedure. Let's run server 3. Server 3. Come to party. You see, this is where DevOps come to play. DevOps help you to make it easier by doing automation. Now, right now, you see, we are going to imagine if we have to do 20 servers. You spend 1 year trying to fix this. So we're not just, this is just 3 servers. I do 20 server, means this is what you want to do. This why say continuous deployment coming. So now it's just 3 server. You can take the chance of doing it. Is as a sudo s yum update while correct, then same thing, same procedure. Updating to latest. Data latest. Okay, it has been updated. Now let's install install. What are we installing? Let's say HTTPD. This is the same thing. Yes. Install. Then let's go to that place. No need of going to that place. Let's just write touch var www html and index dot html. So files already created there. Same way you'll save Vim. Let's edit the file inside. No, instead of going far, you can just use your arrow button to just navigate to your last action. Not touch. I'm creating 2 files. Wow, I made a mistake, so I'm going to remove one. Created 2 HTML files, so I'll remove one to avoid conflict. So let's say arrow M. Remove. Yes, remove it. File is empty. So let's see what was inside. Okay, like there's nothing there. Okay. Let's go inside that file. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want us to come back here again and be. Let's go inside. Let's change the directory to that place. That's what we have there. Do we have any file there? There's no file, so let's touch. Come on. Index dot html. Okay. Let's see then let's go inside Vim. Index html. Don't forget, it's like you're running a Microsoft Word. Everything you run most times has some executable file. This is our file. Vim open for me, then edit it. Let's say welcome server 3. Cloud training for enthusiasts. Okay, done. Escape. Double column, save and quit. Okay, and that's I think we have started service. Let's start this. We have started service. So you see, when you copy this IP address and put it here, you're going to have the server 3 running. Server 3 running. It's not running, meaning if it's not running, that means we've not started the server. We've not started the server. You can say service HTTPD status. You can see it's inactive, it's not started, it's dead. So let's start it. Service HTTPD stats. So we'll come back here again and say it's running now. Okay. Now we have our server 1, we have our server 2, we have our server 3. Okay. Now let's create a load balancer. Let's assume that these 3 servers are the same application. They're using the same Microsoft, the same website, the same e-commerce website that you can just go and do whatever you want to do. You understand me? So you will not know. Because by the time you refresh, you open on that one, you refresh, you open, you will not know. Anytime you refresh your server, sometimes you are not communicating to one server, communicating to other servers. So now these 3 servers, they are working. So imagine, look at the way I'm putting this thing here, meaning I'm talking to the servers directly one-on-one. So now I want to create a load balancer for these 3 servers. I'm going to link these 3 servers together using, we can communicate to the server from one point. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go to our stuff. The next we're going to do, we're going to launch instance. We have done that. We want to create an auto scaling group. Well, for today, we can just keep, it's easy to create. I don't want this class to be too long. Then this is what actually made it. An auto scaling group, we can create it for them. Okay, we'll come back to it and create it last. Let's create this load balancer first. Let's configure it, then we can then go, if we need to create a scaling group. I don't want this class to be that long. Okay, now let's go to ELB, this is our load balancer. I already have one running. No, that will create another one for the sake of the class. I think we have like 2 running. Okay, now let's create another one. Let's create an application. Remember, it's HTTP we are doing. We are not doing network load balancing because our index, most of, let's say, HTML LB. Let's use capital letter ELB. Internet port 80. Availability. The PPC we are using is PPC lab. As you can see, these are the 3 things we created. You can see they are all public IP. All of them are all from IP. So that's all. Say it's not secure because if we are supposed to use HTTPS, that makes it more secure. But that's why it's giving you it's telling you it's not secure because we're using HTTP. It does not have SSL. So we use this default. No, there's one that we created. You can use this too. This is the default one. This is what we created for the one I say we should create then. Okay. Now the target group, let's name this target HTTP server. HTTP servers. Hope the name goes through the format. It's not giving me a lot. So remember when we're creating it, we're using index.html. So that was what we're using on the file we're using. So That's what the load balancer is going to do. The load balancer is going to go to your server and look for that file. If you see that file and you see it's working, they will come to you to present it to them. So I'm giving you this. There are 3 servers we've done, server 1, 2, and 3. Then review, and we'll create. As simple as that. So it's created now. So what we'll just do, just take this now. You can decide to add more listener to it, but by using the regular HTTP, then let's go to description. Let's just copy the URL with the DNS domain name. So you can see by the time you put the domain name here, you see saying temporary because we've not loaded the 2 things. See that the security group is not allowing it to go through. Okay, let's go to our server. Let's go to our load balancer. Into our load balancer. Balancer. Let's go to our security group. Okay. I don't know why, so let's come here. Sometimes you can decide to put more than one security group. So come here and say edit IP address, edit security group, edit security group. We created security group right here. That's what we created today. Created this one today. Okay. Let's save. Let's go to our target group. There's no targets. I don't know. We have these targets. These are our targets. So let's delete these targets. This server HTTP. This is our target group. Okay. This is our targets. Okay, we've not registered target. So let's register target. Meaning we are going to add that to server to load the server at the back. What we are doing now, we are loading the server at the back. Let's load that server at the back. Let's load it. Let's load it. Let's load it. Include the pending. So say register. By the time you come back here and you refresh. It's not loaded yet. These ones are already off. What? Let's go. Okay, I noticed that we didn't do one thing. We did not attach a group to it. Let's create another one. We did not attach the target group. We didn't register it to it. So let's be more articulate. Let's call this one ELB new. So let's go and put those our servers to it. And then it's going to be that VPC. We're selecting these 3. So the subnet. No. Has been intentional. Here being new. Here be new. Then we know it's port 80. Security group, let's use this one that we created. Still work. Then target group, no, let's use our existing target group. It's not showing target group here. Okay. Target group, no. For you not to have seen a target group, that means perhaps we did not select the right. This is the VPC. Correct. Security group. Target group. It's not seeing any target group. Okay, let's create a target group. Let's call this target group ELB new. ELB new. And let's say index.html. The health check. On health. It says the time. The time is going to take. So let's put 10 seconds is enough. So the target group we are registering. How to register. So register this target group. So target group. And new. Let's create. Okay. Let's go to the let's see. Perhaps it's still loading this. Still provisioning. It's not yet ready. Still provisioning. It's not yet ready. Let's allow it to get ready. But before it gets ready, let's see. Let's edit something. I'm comfortable with this API, with this one. There's only that one. That isn't true. So it's the provisioning. Well, it's the provisioning. I already created more than one load balancer. Target group. Already existing, it's working, it's running. Can say it's provision. So it's fully available now. You see, these are the instances. Remember, this is if you refresh to go to the second one, Python to cloud training for enthusiasts to if you refresh again, you go to this. If you refresh again, you go to this, you refresh. So this is how a load balancer. What it's doing is this is balancing. So as I'm connecting, trying to, I'm connecting directly now with the load balancer. I'm directly connected to the load balancer. So immediately I click this, so it's sending traffic to A. Then if I refresh again, send traffic to server 3. If I refresh again, send traffic to server 4. So the more I refresh, the more the thing send traffic. So that's just it. So I can decide to say no. I don't want. I just only want my instances to be connected via to be talked to just with this load balancer. What I will do, I'll collect this load balancer IP and go to my server. Go to my server. Let's see. Go to my server here. Just take any of the instance. I say instance 3. This is my instance 3. Then I open the security group. Now I'm going to create a fresh security group for it. Because you already know if I alter this security group, it's going to affect all that security group. You can create a security group for this particular task. Okay. Security group is like a firewall. Tells you how you want things to be entered. I'll just say ELB security group SG. Then I'll say connection from ELB. Which VPC? I'm using the VPC which we used before. So that's the confide of that. And the rule one, I was okay. Allow the security group allow me to SSH into it. And secondly, allow let's say from anywhere. Okay, then I want to add another rule. I want to say this second rule. I want it to be a custom. Let me say from port 80. Source. I can put my source here. Well, Okay. Okay. The thing is, we're going to come back, and this class is getting too long. So what we are going to do, we have done this install Apache. This one we've not done auto scaling because I want that to be a special class. Then we've created a load balancer with the above instance, which we've done. You understand me? Then what we need to do in our next class is two things. We're going to continue, we're going to configure our instance to only allow ELB. Then we're also going to create our auto scaling group. In fact, let's just do this. Let's finish this one. Let's finish that so that we'll know that what we need to do next is auto scaling group. So in our next class, if this is your first time to use auto scaling, there's going to be so much troubleshooting, so much, but you have to know what and what and what to do. You understand? Because one thing about cloud engineer that you are going to become is about engineer. What we do is about troubleshooting. There's going to be problems. There's going to be troubleshooting every time. So even what you do every time, if you do it again, you will still have an issue. That's why in an engineering, we always refer to logs, also always refer to documentations, because those documentations will stop, we help other person that is going to do it, at least not to have so much issues. Since there's already a lay down logs, there's already a lay down documentation, just read through the documentations and follow through. You understand? But whenever I'm doing my classes, I like to do it as if we are all novice. I don't always want to look at my logs. Because if I'm looking at my logs, look as if I know what I want to do next. I just go straight and do it, and the class will be brief, or you may not enjoy the class like that. So most times I have to just remove my log, forget about it, and focus and just do it afresh. So when we troubleshoot, it helps you to know more. It helps me to also expand my knowledge. So let's just go and configure how to. This last one, configure an instance to allow ELB. Now we want to take auto scaling 100% as our next class. Thank you. So let's go back. Let's go back. Let's finish it. I hope this class will not be too long. Let's finish. So to do that, as I mentioned, you use the SSG. You know, remember SSG is like a security group is like a firewall. What is a firewall? Firewall is the settings you place. It's like a gate. And with that gate, you are saying so things should pass through, other things should be blocked. You can say either so things should be blocked or so things should not pass through. So it depends on the way you design your fire group. You can say so certain IP address should pass through and get through. The process of blocking that was creating those walls that only what you want to come through. It's called firewalls. So that it's internet security terms. Like a security group is a firewall. So what we say we don't want people from the internet to enter. So what we just do is just come here and look at the SSG we use. What security group we use? Just click the security group. This is there's only the security group that's attached. Let's come here. See the security group. Is that the security group? We have to do the security group. Let's use this one. So I want to remove one of the security group. Okay. This is a security group, so we're going to edit this. Remember when we're editing this, we say it should come from every source. Or we are going to edit now. I say no, we don't want it to come from every source. We only want it to. This is a security group. Okay. Remember, this is a security. So take note. I always recommend you create fresh security group. I always recommend you create fresh security group. Use two security group for that. One for the load balancer, while one for the application for your instances. Because if you use one security group for both of them and you are trying to restrict it, it will affect your system. It will affect the system. So let's create another security group as I was doing earlier. I just wanted this class to be short. We'll just do okay. We have some security group here. Let's just take one. Let's take this one. This is ELB. Let's take this one. Okay, and this one, let's edit the route. let's edit the inbound. Okay, this inbound rule. Okay, this one says SSH, but it is okay. Now let's put this one. Let's say from any. Okay, no. Let's go to the second one. Sorry, from anywhere SSH from my system. Let's add another rule. Then let's call this one HTTP. Remember, we are using HTTP. Just come here and use HTTP. Where's our HTTP? This is it. HTTP. So port 80. So instead of putting 000, we're not using any 000. We'll use ELB security group. So if we use ELB security group, what are we saying is that use the traffic that is in the security group for the ELB. So which means it's going to block somebody for coming inside. 000 means come from anywhere. So by the time you say use this security group and attach it, just only that. So I'm collecting security group from the ELB security group and now attach. So let's attach this security group now to the instance. So look at this security group. Let's name it so that it will be easy to understand the type, the one we use. Okay, this is the one. Let's name this one. Let's call it EC2 SG. Okay, we are going to use this one. Oh, so we're going to take note of this EC2 stroke LG. So we'll come here. Where is our EC2 instances? Our EC2 instances. Oh God, we have so many EC2 running. It's still in our load balancer. Oh, okay, let us go. I like to open many tabs. Most times I study. So when I'm talking with you now, I still have a lot to do about cloud. You have to keep learning. You have to keep growing. These are the running instances. Okay, now I'm going to edit this instance. I want to change the security group. I change the security group to that one that I mentioned before. So instead of using this is the security group. I'm going to remove this one. I remove this one, then I'll put what launch wizard for. No, there's already EC2 security group I've already used. Let's use this one. Okay, let's see if we can connect from the internet to the server. Yes, it will, because we've not edited it. Yes, we will. So what we are planning to do is to change this security group, this instance security group. This is the security. Then what we're going to do is the inbound rule. This particular ones that we have before, we're going to edit them. So we can get another one. Come here, you say, no, not terminating. Pick this, change the security group. To the ones available. The look of things, we only have just 2 are available here for this VPC. So sometimes you just don't want to waste time. You end up using time. Create another security group for that VPC. the one we just did before, EC2 VPC SG, then say accept traffic from ELB. Then the VPC, let's attach it to this VPC. The reason why we could not see this one was because it was not in that VPC. That's why we couldn't see it listed. So we come here, SSH. Then the second one, let's say SSH from anywhere. Let's add another rule. Now we're using HTTP. Sorry, HTTP. Then this time, but I'm going to say, okay, don't use any of this one. Use this security group. This is the default one. This is the second security group. This is the one I think. This is the one we created. This is the default. Either of them. Let's use this one. Okay. Meaning only allow from the internet, but let it be from within this group. So that's just it. Then by time the add boundary is okay, then you just say create SG. So this SG we created now is what we want to attach to our instance. Just collect this instance, then edit the security group. Change security group. Then this is one we just created now. Then we'll remove the remaining two. So removing the remaining two and adding only this one is what you need. This add, balance it, save. That's one we are using. So by the time you go to this instance again now, you will try to connect from the internet, it will not go. It will not work because you have already changed. It will not connect. Wow, why did it work? Wow, something went wrong. So let's see what happened. It's not supposed to connect. But when I see the inbound rule, what 80 outbound. This is the inbound rule. We collect from the SSG. This SSG, this particular SSG has what is this SSG? What does it carry? Let's take this SSG. Let's see what it has. I think it has everywhere attached to it. Okay, let's see our load balancer. So that's why I wanted it to be in a different, we're not supposed to connect. So meaning that particular SSG, where is the load balancer? This is one we are using here being let's see the load balancer we're using here being okay. This one's what we're using. Let's see security group. It's using default security group. Okay, let's say the security group from here. Let's see if we can still connect to the internet. No work. Sometimes in a bit of trying to quickly do something, you end up wasting a lot of time. Okay, as I was mentioning, you have to create two security group. One to have port 80 now to listen to there's going to be a security group for your load balancer and security group for your instances or your application. So that this particular security, like this particular one, let's do the second one. I was able to rectify the first one. Then what happened was that the load balancer, I gave a security group that you should accept traffic from everywhere. So I didn't say I didn't specify the port. So it was open, was super open because you can accept any port. I did that because I wanted it to just kill time. But what I'm doing, I went back now to re-edit it. To allow just port 80 and port 22. So like this instance now is still the security group that is using is allowing port 80 and port. So if I go to the stuff that you see, that you can access it from the internet. So what I want to do is to stop you from connecting it directly. I want the only load that it can carry should be the load from the security from the load balancer. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going straight. This is the server 2. So what I will do, I did the security group. Security group. Remember, we created one security group now. This is the launch. This is not the one I'm going to use. I'm going to use this one. Remember, I just created it. Now we're removing this. That security group that I removed was the one that the ELB is using. So this one we are using now is the one that we created specifically for this purpose. So this particular security group is only going to allow from the security group of, so you are going to attach the security group of the load balancer to it. So it makes it more secure. By the time you refresh now, you'll see that it's not available. It's not available. It's not available. By the time you come back here, it's not available. You know, the teeth is not available. So by the time you click, you won't see anything. You won't see anything. It's not available. It's not available. So that is it. So if we do the third one, the same thing. Third one, this is the third one, copy the IP address. But then you put it on the internet to tell you. So you don't want, because the security group is still open. Go to the third one, security group, you'll see that this is the security group for the third one. Come here. You see that, all traffic, port 80, all traffic. It's not nice. It's not nice. So I want to remove this one to just accept from only, from all. No, it's not nice. So it's not secure. What we're going to do, go to edit it, come here, go to the instance, come to the instances, Instance 3. Come here and just click edit security group, change security group. Let's remove that one, this one. Let's use the one we created just now. Don't forget this one that we created, we said it should accept traffic from SSH and it should accept security, should accept traffic from the security group traffic of the ELB. So by the time you had this, you save, but come back here, it will no longer be available. It's no longer available. So how do you know? Come here, open a fresh browser, put it. Do not, no. Put this one work, meaning there's something for it to work. This is 3, meaning we've not edited it. Security. SSH port 18. There's still leakage. Show accept traffic from here. That means this particular traffic could be different from, let's say, the traffic. Get inbound rule. Left here. Okay. Go to our load balancer. So the balancer is still collecting from 2 places. So I don't know that default one, edit security group. Let's remove, use only this one. Not launch. It's using 2. I'm going to just use only 1. Okay. Available. Available. So it's as simple as that. You must know how to organize your see. Everything is surrounding security group. So as simple as security group is also very complicated. So you must understand this. So now our 3 instances, none can be communicated to via the internet because we have changed the group, the security group, that it should only accept bound rule from only from only from the load balancer. So now if we go to the load balancer now, you'll see load balancer, then pick, just copy the details, URL, DNS name, then just put it here. Be able to communicate, saying still communicating with the servers. So meaning when traffic is coming, traffic will only just come from the load balancer and distribute to the instance. So you cannot copy the IP address and go to the internet and work on it. So the public IP address access to the servers are restricted. So you see with this, the implication of this also means that when it's an attack on your load balancer, it will affect your system. That's why in our next class, we're going to talk about attaching it to a WAF, that's web application firewalls, protect it. You know, use a firewall to protect the firewall, you understand me? So that it must have a multi-layer firewall. So I believe I was able to explain and teach about this load balancer. So now let's have a recap. Just a recap before we go. So this, take for example, these are the 3 instances we did. This is we accessing through the load balancer. What we did is that we ensure that there's nothing coming into this load balancer to attach you cannot log into the load balancer except through the these instances except through the load balancer. We use 3 in our case. Now, our next class, we're going to talk about auto scaling, simple thing. But if we can understand this, we can understand that. So a load balancer makes it available, makes you to communicate. So it manages the control of flow of inbound request. So inbound means coming in. So this is what we've succeeded in doing. The only thing that is left here is this Route 53. We use the AWS DNS. That was what we use. So Route 53 is what we've not used. So AWS DNS, you can also from there get, we've not used the AWS DNS, I mean, we can from there buy an IP, a DNS name. From the DNS name, which are going to give you SST, will give you 443 port, which we are going to connect to our load balancer. So this load balancer will be connected to this place. So that when they are connected, instead of using HTTP, they are connecting through HTTPS. You understand me? So this is the user connecting through HTTP, then connected to our instances. You understand? So it was traffic. The traffic was moving from one place to the other. All is left is this auto scaling, which we are going to do. So I believe I'm able to explain the lab, and I want to thank you for staying to the end, to the last, but it was very interesting. It was also challenging. So watch out for more class. I'm going to do it again and again. I would recommend you do it again and again and again, and you enjoy it. Mind you, the most difficult thing you must understand that when creating a security group for a load balancer, if you don't want your instances to be connected from other instances, do 2 load balancer. One that will be connected from the internet that will have accept traffic from port 80 at a setting 000. Then the second load balancer, instead of, you also have port 80, but instead of collecting traffic from port 000 to connect traffic from the SG, the security group of the load balancer. So with that, you have blocked it from the internet. Just a simple logic. So thank you. And it's me again, Patrick Osatoame for Cloud Training for Enthusiasts. Thank you for staying put. Bye.